place to mint. So that is a cop-out.
An honest man trying to be an honest fighter here tonight with the biggest step and the biggest test of his career with Corey Sanders. So Sanders wants to just be steady. He doesn't want to waste much. He wants to time shots at the right time, the right moment. He wants to punch, and he feels nothing will be wasted. Williamson, you can expect him to carry the higher punch rate, the higher punch numbers. But that does not always equate into a win. Sanders is trying to make sure it does not tonight. In other words, Sanders wants what he throws to count. The busier man at the end of the night will probably be Williamson.
And here's what Sanders wants to do is just bull rush this much smaller Williamson. Round number 3 underway. Davarryl Williamson in the red, giving away 102 pounds to Corey Sanders. Needless to say, these are heavyweights.
You know, at first look, people would say, well, even with the big size advantage, Sanders made to order for the quicker Williamson. Williamson can navigate around, give angles, use his speed, do what he just did. Get in, get out. Outmaneuver the predictable, slower Sanders. But Sanders can look to time one shot as Williamson goes back at the wrong time.
And this is not what Sanders wants to do, right? With his back to the ropes where he can't really use that bull rush.
No, it's not. As I was just saying, Sanders can be outspeeded, outmaneuvered. But one thing that Sanders must count on if he's going to be successful tonight is pressure. It's just coming forward, and hoping that that will be a talent. In other words, that that will wear down Williamson and not allow Williamson to keep up the angles, keep up the movement all night long. Just like they said in that movie, The Gambler, we don't pay off at halftime. In a 10-round fight, a guy like Sanders, he doesn't care about the speed early. He's hoping the pressure throughout will catch up with the quicker Williamson.
You know, Sanders took those 2 years off because of that detached retina in the left eye, and when he was asked why he decided to come back, he said, you know, I really didn't make a lot of money in the first go-around. I got a couple of kids, and I need to make some money, and I'd like to do what Michael Grant and Hasim Rahman did, sort of move up the ladder. He said we all kind of came into this thing as pros at around the same time. He says, and I haven't accomplished much at all.
Of course, Michael Grant did fight Sanders back in 1996. Grant winning that fight.
Get off, come on, get out.
Sanders, a very, as you touched on, with both men, a very personable young man.
Now, how many guys are doing cannonballs in the pool on the day of the fight?
The kids loved it.
The lifeguards didn't.
No, the lifeguards did not. They had to get that water back in the pool. About 5 inches of it. This is not what Sanders needs to do. He's going to be successful tonight. He is not forcing Williamson to run at a fast pace. He's allowing Williamson to have his way. He needs to wear down Williamson, not stand in front of him. That's what he needs to do. Catch him stepping back. That is what he needs to do, and that's what he did.
And there's the bell to end the round. A left hand knocks Williamson down. He was controlling the round easily, but he was going straight back, and that time Sanders was able to get the left hand in. They had to wait for the bell because you cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Let's listen to Davarryl Williamson's corner.
Get on his neck. Come on, open your mouth. Let me say, listen to me. You got to get back into this. Bending your knees, bending your knees. The only way he's going to hit you is if he stands straight
up. Let's take a look at the replay.
Well, we talked about at the top. One of the openings for Sanders and one of the hopes for him is to catch Williamson going back. Well, watch. He steps with him, left hook, catches Williamson going back. That was a Joe Montana left hook. Throwing the ball where the receiver's gotta be. Not where he is. Watch here. Sanders throwing a punch behind Williamson where he's going to be. Letting Williamson walk into the left hook. That is why you cannot get careless when you're in there with a big man like Sanders. You must be consistent throughout the fight.
Got a judging question for you here, Teddy. Williamson gets knocked down in the last seconds of the round, but he dominated that round from start to finish. Did you make it a 10-8 round or a 10-9 round for Sanders?
Very, very good question. I could see the opportunity to make that a 10-9 and not go with the traditional 10-8. I went with the traditional 10-8 because the damage that was done, I believe if there was more time left, it would be very hard for Williamson to have navigated himself out of that position.
I made it 10-9 because the round's 3 minutes.
I thought it was telling enough that he could carry a 10-8 round. It was that damaging. And that's why people pay and have the right to put their fannies in the seats. They want to see power. They want to see effective punches. Therefore, the scoring, I think, should favor just such talent. Sanders has plenty of rounds and plenty of time in his round. He jumped on Williamson early, giving himself plenty of time to get the work done. It is very simple, his plan, Bob. It is not complicated. It is not diverse. Sanders wants to bulldoze, as we said, Williamson. Force him out of the pocket, like a quarterback, being forced out of the pocket, and then cream him. That's it. Step with him and nail him a left hook. Or a right hand.
Williams' technique seems a little sloppy here, Teddy.
Williamson has been knocked out one time. Obviously, in his pro career, his only loss.
There's a right hand by Davarryl Williamson that scores.
That is where his power, that is where his future lies. And that is what could slow down Sanders' onslaught right now.
Hey, wait, don't punch, don't punch. Come on, guys, let go of him, Davarryl.
That knockout that Williamson suffered was in his 4th pro fight to Willie Chapman, 4th round stoppage. Hey, I would think when you're giving away 102 pounds, too, you've got to get tiring just tying up your opponent.
Very good point. The weight at 313.5 pounds, that can do a job on you, too. No doubt about it, partner. Especially when you have 10 rounds. Having to wrestle with that weight. See, I said it earlier. It's not a matter of just the speed of Williamson. It's his ability to keep up that speed and that maneuverability all the way through and not let the pressure wear him down.
You and your shortcuts.
Well, you got to look at Davarryl Williamson giving away 102 pounds. So is Davarryl thinking about trying to bulk up?
I can, but I think that would be more of a hindrance at this time because I think that when Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, even Muhammad Ali were at their best, they were at 212, 213, 217, and that's where I am. I'm sitting at probably 212 today, so I'm hoping that, you know, this way I would like to get my chest and my legs a little bit bigger, but I don't want to gain any more than 5 or 6 pounds.
Well, Williamson giving away the 102 pounds in this fight. He had to eat for about a year to try to catch up. Take a look at the numbers from round number 4. And you see that Sanders was busier.
Come on, let's go. Get all the way out.
Came up 1 punch short, but controlled the early part of that round, although Williamson closed out the round well. And that's one of those rounds that's stealable, Teddy. That's one of those rounds where, you know, maybe the last 15 seconds of that round might have swung in Williamson's favor.
Or that's one of those rounds that could be E-V-E-N, maybe. Maybe.
Sanders blocked most of that.
The formula is consistent. The formula is simple. At both ends. Williamson needs to use that jab, needs to use those legs. needs to give angles. He's got the quicker hands. He's got the better repertoire punches. But he must not stand in front of Sanders, must not get caught going back. Sanders must force Williamson back on a straight line. Step with him, and land the punch.
Combination there from Williamson. Sanders just waiting for him. Williamson tends to be a little wide with his punches, Teddy.
Yes, he does, but right now getting him 3 pairs in that area. Sanders not looking to work, putting the handcuffs on and allowing Williamson to go to work.
He's blocking a lot of that. I'm surprised Williamson, there he goes. I was going to say, why isn't Williamson going to the body?
But it's bad when you cover up and you just block and you don't move your head. Some will get through.